What's going on, Spurs fans? Welcome to a new video. We have about 15 minutes till the Spurs tip off at 6 p.m. in Charlotte on their rodeo road trip. But before that, you want to watch this. I'm going to talk about the NBA buyout market, who the players that I think the Spurs should be interested in to definitely fill the big man rotation and some three-point shooting. So stay tuned. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. All right, Spurs fans, so getting right into it, we're going to look at the NBA buyout market. And starting off the list, we have Ben Simmons. For those of you who don't know, Ben Simmons was an overall #1 pick a few years back, but he just never really developed in Philadelphia or Brooklyn. So I'm going to pass on Ben Simmons. I think that his NBA talent has already been shown to its fullest extent. That's just my honest opinion. So, Ben, well wishes to you, but I don't think the Spurs have a fit for you. Now, this guy right here, I think the Spurs do have a big need in the big man position. I think Kelly Olynyk is, to be honest with you, an upgrade over Zach Collins. But, Kelly is not necessarily the best, the most versatile big, but given the market, I think he's a pretty good addition that we could make. He's on the Pelicans, who are also not really going anywhere. We're going somewhere. Correction. But the Pelicans are struggling. Let me just say that. Maybe they'll get Cooper Flag for all we know. But Kelly is, I'm sure, willing to take a buyout to be on a contender. 33 years old. So, a little bit older, but a veteran and a big man that can really, he is a bruiser. He is someone that will be in the paint and really, in my opinion, again, does everything that Zach does except the three-point shooting, I guess, even though Zach, come on now. But Kelly can do everything that Zach does, maybe even a little bit better with passing and whatnot. And I think Kelly can hit a three ball, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 44.2 of his three-point attempts this season. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, a career high. Why not, Spurs? Come on, let's look into this. Seth Curry, oh man, another one that I think the Spurs need to look into. Just good three-point shooting. He's shooting 45.1% from three-point range this year. On the Charlotte Hornets. Now, who knows? Maybe he enjoys his role there. I can understand that's a fun young team, but he also has a low salary, so that really any team would be invested in him, especially one that's trying to make a push in the playoffs. This is the kind of stuff that I think that could elevate the Spurs to being legit contenders for a championship. Elite three-point shooting. I'm not, Stephen and Seth are different shooters, but Seth Curry's a great three-point shooter. So let's just look into that. So Bojan Bogdanovic, I'm going to go ahead and pass on him. I don't think he really fills a role that we need. I think that's really something that Mamu has been able to do, that Julian to a certain extent, just a little bit smaller of a body, but in that same regard, just defense and three-point shooting. So I really do think that especially with recovering from left foot surgery, that's going to be tough for him to really work his way back on the Spurs roster, at least. But I'm sure other teams may be interested. And then lastly, Yusuf Nurkic. Definitely a big fan of him, seeing that he wasn't getting along with Mike Budenholzer, which is interesting because he's also a product of the Spurs system, Mike Budenholzer. So not sure how that works with mentalities that they may have. But nonetheless, he's proven to be another big that is willing to scrap and get there in the paint and really work. And I think he really has a good offensive game and maybe a good passing game too, from what I've seen. So just potential players that the Spurs should target. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you agree with any of these players or who you think the best one would be, or other players that I may not be considering are on this list. So let me know what you guys think. Again, the Spurs tip off in 14 minutes against the Charlotte Hornets, 6 p.m. in Charlotte. Coming off of that exciting win against Atlanta, but really a nail biter. But I mean, we're gonna make a whole nother video about it. But De'Aaron Fox in his first game, I heard, hey, you wouldn't even think that this was his first game. So shout out to Clan the Spurs fan on that. So just really interested in what the Spurs can do with De'Aaron Fox and company. But at this point, we really don't have to trade anybody, but will we have to cut somebody? So those really deep bench players, I don't even know anymore. City's gone. Riley Minix, David Duke, players like that, that if we can make a spot for somebody legit, then let's do it. So shout out to all Spurs fans. Go Spurs, go. Let's get a W tonight. We want to finish the season strong. We want Atlanta to lose as much as possible. All right. Go Spurs, go.